Welcome or welcome back to Hoops with Jack. Today we'll be talking about my top 25 AP top 25. I'm sorry for not uploading a lot. I'll try to be consistent. Okay, let's start. Let's make this quick. I have Gonzaga at number 1, APS Gonzaga at number 1. I have Baylor number 2, APS Baylor number 2. And now that I'm looking at it, our top 5 is the same, with Ohio State and Illinois being at 4 and 5, and Michigan at number 3. Now, Michigan, are they a contending team? Yes. Ohio State, are they a contending team? Maybe. Illinois, Final Four run? Maybe. Baylor and Gonzaga, championship? Most likely. And those are just the teams that are rolling right now. So that's why I have them in my top 5, and so does AP. Number 6, I have Oklahoma. They have Alabama, but Alabama I have at number 7, and they have Oklahoma at number 7. So I just swapped them around because I felt they've beaten the same good amount of teams, but it's just Oklahoma beat Alabama without Austin Reeves. So I find it's with Alabama has 4 more wins, but Oklahoma beat Alabama AP. They beat them, okay? So that's why they should be ahead. Villanova at number 8. Kind of disappointing, coming back from COVID pause, came out kind of sluggish, losing to St. John's and Creighton, but I think we'll get back together. That's just coming out of the habitat, like you saw with SLU and Clemson, where once they came out, they weren't just the same team. So hopefully they can get back on track, make a Final Four run. West Virginia, they have them at 10, I have them at 9. Bob Huggins, great coach. They got a great win over Texas the other day, and I think they can. I don't know if they can make a deep run, but I think they can do well in the NCAA tournament. Maybe go up for a 2 or 3 seed. Florida State, one of the best teams in the country right now. Are they a threat for the championship? Very much so. If I had to pick a team that's outside of Baylor and Gonzaga, they'd be my pick. Maybe behind Michigan. But Scotty Barnes, great rookie, great season. Leonard Hamilton being a great coach. They've built a great team over there. Iowa, I don't like Iowa whatsoever. Luka Garza, Joe Wieskamp, both their presence brings their team much better. So they're not really a special team with star players, but they got a good team. But yeah. Number 12, I have Houston. I don't think Houston's the best team now. They've had losses against Tulsa, East Carolina, yeah. And then they just lost to Wichita State, which Wichita State is the only one that most likely has a chance of making the tournament unless Tulsa wins the AAC, which is not really likely. Virginia, disappointing loss to Duke. Duke is a good team though. Probably be in my brackets. But Virginia made a lot of mistakes, I noticed, the other game, and they're not the team to do that. And yeah. Creighton went against Villanova, that's why I'm back up there. Pretty good. Marcus Zagorowski stepping up. Texas is a very interesting team because I want to see how their 2 players that got in that fight handle it after with their other games coming up. Because they have some big games coming up, and I want to see how they can handle it after those 2 players got in a fight. Virginia Tech, not kind of an ordinary good team in the ACC. Like there always is good teams in the ACC. There's one of them, and they're always kind of sticking around. Kansas is back up there after beating Oklahoma State and beating Texas Tech. I don't know how they slipped out of the top 25, but they did. They found a way. But only Bill themselves can find a way to slip out the top 25. USC I have at 18. They have them at 19, and Evan Mobley, Isaiah Mobley, the top 2 brothers in college basketball. And they have a good team, leading the Pac-12, will most likely win the Pac-12, and They're going to fight for a 4 seed in the tournament, I could say. Texas Tech, not persevered. I have a lot to say about that sitting on the court thing, but I won't. That's for another time. And kind of a disappointing loss to Kansas, one that they could really use. Falling from, what were they at, 7 a while ago? And it's kind of disappointing that they could lose that game when you want them to win. Okay, then I have Arkansas. Arkansas's at number 22 in AP. And with a barely beat Kentucky, but they beaten pretty good teams in the SEC. Probably have a shot at winning the SEC. So I like to see that. I want to watch that SEC tournament. San Diego State kind of disappeared for a while, and then they kind of came back after their team started losing, and then they just got more votes as people thought this is a good team. So they came back and got their way in. Well, Chicago beating Drake, and when Drake was undefeated, or after Drake lost to Valpo, but Cameron Krutwig should be added to the Wooden Ward list. And he is a great player. He can make the NBA easily, I think, if teams really saw what he could do when he goes to the combine or watch him. LSU, I had them ranked earlier in the season. AP had 2 votes on them when I had them ranked. Where are they now? Beating Tennessee, beating Auburn, back in it. But they only have 32 votes in the AP. That is disrespectful. Disrespectful. If you're an LSU fan, I am sorry. They are disrespecting your team. Oklahoma State, I have them back. They're just a good team with Cade Cunningham leading them. Big wins. Almost beat West Virginia. Held on to Baylor for a while in that first half they were playing them. The only problem is they can't find a way to get in a real rhythm in Big 12 conference. Tennessee, kind of in a slump lately. They started the season undefeated, and now they've kind of gone down in the SEC, and they're not my pick anymore to win the SEC, and that's kind of sad because they're a good team, and they got a good coach in Rick Barnes, but I like to see how they do in the SEC tournament. And fell from my rankings is Wisconsin, UCLA, Florida, Purdue, and Drake. My last rankings were made 3 weeks ago, so it's kind of not really realistic. The reason I don't have Wisconsin in there, because I looked at their schedule and like, who have they beat? They've lost the teams, but who have they beat in the Big Ten? They beat Michigan State. Michigan State has shown to be not a great team in the Big Ten this year, and it's just they're a good team, but they're overrated with a record of 16-8. That's not going to be in my top 25. And then Missouri is another team who's fallen down right now, and they haven't been in my top 25 in like a month. They're not a great team. They got an okay coach. Experts like Jay Billis think he's a good coach, but I don't think he's a good coach. I'm no expert, but he is not. They don't have a good team, and they have a good team, but they don't have a good coach. So that's it for today. I'll probably post another video later, and thanks for watching. See you next time.